Hello, my fellow readers. It's I, Dark Symphony 777, with another fan fiction review. Reading. Sorry, I've gotten so used to saying review. As always, a link to the story will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell for notifications, leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts of the story. And finally, this is my opinion. My opinion is not indicative of everyone in the world, so please respect that. So, the story I'm doing a reading of is Turtle Crush by Calculus is Fun. It is a Ghost and Molly Mcgee. I don't think that... Is that how it's pronounced? Guess it is pronounced that way. I guess you could say it is a Ghost and Molly Mcgee story. Let's see what it says. When one of Libby's pet turtles goes missing, a boy from the neighborhood helps her search. Though Libby has never previously talked to this boy, she finds herself enjoying his presence. Oh, it's a little romance story. Okay, let's see how this goes. Simon, where are you? Libby called out for the 1,000th time that day. As to be expected, there was no reply back. After all, turtles cannot call back. Okay, I want to know the logistics. How do you lose a turtle? I can understand a cat or a dog or even a bird. How do you lose a turtle? They're turtles. They don't move fast. Unless someone rolled the turtles on its side and rolled down a hill. Even then, that'd be just be animal cruelty at that point. No. I'm ruminating at this point. And yes, I'm purposely using ruminating wrong. I know what ruminating is. Don't question me. Don't question it. Let's just get back before I get distracted even more. Libby had turned her attention away for no more than 20 seconds. And when she turned her attention back, Simon was gone. Where did he go? This was our first fear-stricken question that ran through her mind. I know I should have kept a close eye on them during the 10-minute recess outside the cage, Libby said to herself, but Mom needed help. Oh, okay, so that explains it. It's a 10-minute... No, you weren't looking away for 10 seconds. You were looking away by 10 minutes. Okay, that makes sense. But Mom needed help carrying that large stack of books. It's sorry about that. It's almost 9 where I'm at. I'm actually pretty tired. And I thought I would only be away for a moment, which I was, but he still... this is too much to bear. Libby looked all over bookmarks the spot, her house upstairs, and the nearby streets, finding nothing. Her mom had helped her the best she could, but eventually had to return to run the store, promising she would text her if Simon turned up. From there, Libby searched all the nearby blocks of downtown Brighton by herself. She would have asked her guests Molly and Scratch to help search, but they were away visiting their grandma Nin. Libby briefly pictured Scratch stuffing his face with various side dishes, like glutton, and with no one else she could easily ask, the turtleneck-clad girl was a lone wolf searching for her young. Presently, Libby stopped and did a double take down an alleyway. Have you checked back here yet? Well, wouldn't hurt to check it again. She took a step down the hallway and stopped. No, I need to cover new ground. What if Simon's back there now? I don't know what to do anymore. The sun started to go down, and panic was setting in. Well, even more panic than before. Moreover, a feeling of dread washed over Libby as she was beginning to lose hope she would ever see her beloved turtle again. Tears began to well up in her eyes, but she choked them back and pressed on. She had to keep looking. Perhaps she could put up posters or ask someone else to help. There was almost nobody left in the streets at this hour. It was dinner time on a Sunday. Most people were home. Libby once again bent over to choke back a few tears. When she felt a tap on her shoulder, she turned around to be met by a boy her age. He was a taller, slightly heavy-set boy with shaggy blonde hair. He wore glasses, a royal blue pullover hoodie, and black dress pants. Libby thought this boy looked familiar. She was 95% sure she had seen him in school once or twice, but had never interacted with him. Hey, are you okay? He asked. I can't find my pet turtle, replied Libby. The sun is starting to go down, and I would hate for him to be lost past dark. Perhaps I can help you search. Libby noticed a look of apprehension on the boy's face as he spoke. His hands were folded behind his back as well. Thank you. I really appreciate this. She paused. I'm Libby, by the way. I'm Troy, the boy said, his hand aimed down but eyes looking in her general direction. Libby immediately found herself enjoying Troy's company. His reserved mannerisms hit very close to home, but there was no time to focus on that. I'll check the sidewalk on this side. You check the sidewalk on the other side. I can do. Around 15 minutes went by as Libby continuously combed the sidewalk. She was oddly not as panicked about finding Simon anymore. It was because she now had helping that boy, Troy. Boy, Troy. Troy boy. Libby found herself giggling, but soon recomposed herself. Focus on finding Simon. It's almost dark. Libby! Called a now familiar voice. Libby turned to see Troy jogging toward her. I think I found your turtle sitting along a metal frame balcony. Follow me. I'm sorry. Hi, honey. You found a where? Huh? Wait, no. I need to get now. Now I'm curious. Libby found her stomach jump. Has Simon been found? Only one way to find out. She followed Troy across the road into a few blocks south. They turned into a narrow crevice between two brick and mortar buildings and stopped halfway. There, directly above them, was Simon, perched along the rail of a small metal frame balcony. The platform was small, only about 10 square feet, and the metal framing looked old and partly corroded. I'm questioning, how the hell does a turtle get on top of a building? Is it a ghost turtle? I mean, this is a show about a girl with a ghost. A ghost turtle? Seems legit. You never know. Maybe Yogi Bear has that gun inside his picnic basket. You never know. Okay, I'm done joking. Libby felt a mix of relief and new worry wash over her. Relief because her beloved turtle had been found, but new worry because she now saw the precarious situation he was in. That is Simon. But how do we get out of there? What if Troy extended his lips so that each hand tightly gripped the brick wall alongside either side of the alley. He began to slowly shimmy his way up, grunting and wheezing all the while. However, after making it about 12 inches up, he lost his grip and fell back down. Libby opened her mouth to say something, but Troy beat her to it. That didn't work. But if at first you don't succeed, try again. Once again, Troy gripped the blocks on either side of him and slowly maneuvered up to two walls. This time, he only made it about 8 inches off the ground before slipping and falling back down again. Libby watched as Troy continuously tried to climb the walls, each time making it less further up than before slipping back down. In a way, she admired his persistence, but this was getting him nowhere. I don't think this is working, she finally said. Gasping for breath, Troy said, No, I can do it. I'm just getting warmed up. Alright then, I'm going to ask the people who live in the building if I can go up to the balcony and get Simon. I don't know if that will work, replied Troy. Why wouldn't it? Troy paused for a moment. Okay, it's worth a try. He relented. Stay here and keep an eye on him, please. Libby turned and walked out of the alley as Troy kept his gaze on the sky-high turtle. As he kept his gaze, he once again attempted to climb the walls. Libby rang the doorbell of the building, and an older African-American man answered the door. Sorry to bother you, sir, but my pet turtle made his way onto the upstairs balcony. Would you mind letting me there so I can grab him? Sorry, kid, replied the man, but my wife does not let people we don't know into the house. The man began to close the door when Libby stopped it with one of her books. Could you then go get him for me yourself, please? The man stared at Libby with a blank expression on his face for a few moments. Probably questioning how the turtle got up there in the first place. Okay. But it may take a while. These old bones do not do stairs well. With that, the man closed the door. Libby was confused about his speech pattern. It was as if he was trying to say it was pre-rehearsed. She shrugged it off and made her way back out the alley where she saw Troy once again attempting to climb up the wall. Libby looked up in anticipation for the sliding glass door to the balcony to open. It was then, as if fate was mocking her, a strong gust of wind came through, pushing Simon off the edge of the rail. Ah! That's a big-ass laugh. Ah! Libby screamed. Troy, meanwhile, who had made it up about 18 inches off the wall, was immediately startled by the loud scream of Libby and once again lost his grip. He fell to the ground, belly up, with a loud thud. But before he had any time to process it, he felt something hard and fast slam into his stomach. The cotton of his hoodie helped soften the blow, but the wind had still been knocked out by him. A few gasps later, Troy sat up, seeing Simon had landed right on top of him. The turtle, so far as he could tell, was completely unscathed. Libby came running over to where Troy had landed. Simon! She exclaimed. You're okay! She quickly scooped up her turtle up from Troy's midsection and held him close to her chest. Oh, thank goodness you're safe. I missed you so much. Never scare me like that again. Then she turned her attention to Troy, who was now standing back up. You saved him. The Troy shrugged. I guess I did. Oh, thank you so much, Libby. Gently and Molly wrapped Troy in a tight hug. No problem. Troy slowly brought an arm around Libby and patted her cheek lightly. Libby, now realizing what she was doing, let go as her cheeks flushed red. Sorry. Oh no, Troy raised his hand assuringly. I don't mind. Libby attempted to quell her blush and continue the conversation. I think I've seen you around before. Do you go to Brighton Middle School? Yeah, I do. Me too. It's interesting to think we're such close proximity to each other for so many hours a day, yet have never interacted with each other. Yes, it is. Perhaps we could hang out sometime? Sure, said Libby, twirling her hair. I like that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They're in middle school? Alright, fair enough. You mind if I get your number? Not at all, replied Libby. Troy pulled out a piece of paper and pen out of his pocket and wrote down the 10 digits as Libby spoke them. She found it funny he was recording her number the old school method, as opposed to just typing it in his phone. I'll text you sometime. Well, honestly, as an aside, he could have like one of those phones that needs minutes. So, or he may have to borrow a phone from someone like his mom or something like that. There's a lot of reasons why he had to do it the old school way, or maybe he just doesn't have his phone on him at the time. You never know. I'll text you sometime, but for now, I better get home. See ya, Libby. Bye, Troy. Libby shyly waved goodbye. He waved as well, then turned on his heel back the other direction. Libby watched Troy walk home down the sidewalk for a few seconds before turning and walking back herself. Simon sitting on her left shoulder. He's cute, she thought. But who am I kidding? There's no way he would ever see me as more than a friendly acquaintance, let alone a... Libby blushed as the thought of having him as a boyfriend. A woman can dream, though. A woman can dream. Later that evening, Troy, with his blue hood pulled over his head, rang the bell to the brick-and-mortar building with the corroded metal frame balcony. The same older African-American man as before answered the door. Here, said Troy, handing the man a crisp $50 bill. Plan did not quite go as I expected, but it all worked out. Told you couldn't climb the walls like some half-human spider, said the man. Yeah. Back in my... Wait a minute, he did plan this. He planned this. That's so funny. He basically told this random guy, said, hey, I'm going to give you... I give you probably $100 because he probably paid him ahead of time. Here's $100. Can you put the turtle on your railing? Sure. Sorry, that's just a funny image to me. Back in my day when a guy liked a girl, he would walk up to her, say hi. Not hire someone to kidnap a pet turtle just an excuse to talk to her. You don't understand my situation, Troy shot back. Libby is the most elegant, beautiful woman I have ever laid on. Brother, my Christ! You're both in middle school! You're both in middle school! You're too young to be thinking about this. What's next? Libby just starts doing TikTok dances? Oh no! Now I'm picturing a middle schooler doing OnlyFans. That's so creepy. I need bleach for my brain. Oh god. Oh, I'm thinking of that's disgusting. Oh. I need to wipe my brain out. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, I'm done. She would never be caught dead talking to the likes of me without a darn good reason. If you say so, the older man said, closing his door. Troy turned and giddily skipped down the sidewalk. His plan had worked, and now he had her phone number. Though it was by means of a dirty trick. A trick that the more he thought about, the more guilt pooed in his stomach. Nevertheless, he created a spark. Now all he had to do was fan the flames. I'm sorry. What? But they're in middle school. I mean, if this was just like, a friendly crush thing, I was like, okay, they're crushing on each other, that's cute, that's wholesome, that's fine. But then he pays the old man $50, possibly more. to endanger her pet just so that he could try and climb it off Spider-Man to try and rescue it, and then failed. That loops right back to like unintentionally funny. I don't like. I don't know why that's funny, but it's funny. I honestly, the more I'm thinking of it, the more funnier it gets. That's hilarious. Because like a little kid's just trying to, it's like, I'm gonna climb up a two-story wall like Spider-Man to rescue a pet turtle. And then he just like, I can't even get a foot off the ground. I'm sorry. It's cute. It's a little creepy because it's like, because being like in my 30s, like picturing even like a crush between two middle school children is like kind of off. I know I'm going through like, but then again, I can also speak of experience because I've had crushes. I'm having a crush right now, but I just can't get past the whole $50 thing. I just can't. Okay. If we're judging this just on the quality of the story, it's a 3. There's just not a lot going on. Like maybe if this had like multiple chapters, I wonder. Is this the only story he's done? Hold on, where is this? Okay, so it is. Okay, so there is a sequel to this. Okay, maybe I'll do the sequel eventually. Oh, that must be Libby right there. What a looker. But like, just this story on its own is fine. But that's, like I said, it's just fine. I think the story mainly got saved by the ending. I'm sorry. It's just, oh my god, don't let me again. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna do this now before I just laugh myself off for like a minute straight. I see. That is Turtle Crush. I don't have anything else to say about the story. Have a good day. Maybe Troy should scrape and lick.